Hello gorgeous souls, we are here, I think this is Kate's 4th session.
I think so.
I think so.
Yes.
Yep. And so what's come up for Kate is something that if you've been watching, and I hope you've been watching, her last session was we were about to open up with her message, which we will get to. But when you're working with awareness, you're working with the law of the universe, really. And so you need to kind of work on what's in front of you, what's there, what the priority is. And so what's been happening for Kate, now, and I'll start and I'll get you to jump in, is she started to have fears about opening up, which definitely happen in any uncomfortable emotional space. It's something we all dread, and our stories will say as soon as we open up, bad things are going to happen. It's not true. It's definitely not true. Don't believe it. It's like when you hear those stories that say we're not enough, we're hopeless, we're not good enough, we're not worthy. None of those stories are true. They've all been learnt behaviours. The same thing about opening up. When we start to open up, our egos can say, don't do that, don't say this, don't say that, and then we shut down, or we try and control things because of our fear. So what I wanted to do today is really address the fear in Kate about being free to open up, because as you can see, Kate's life really in the past month, less than a month, has changed dramatically through using my work, Women's Wisdom, and really looking at herself and opening up. So over to you. Do you want to share something about these fears?
I suppose I'll come right out and say that I have had, well, they're described them as true panic attacks, but moments of
what am I doing?
Of desperation, of like, I want to take it all back. I can't handle it. And I think there's been one major thing that by expressing very openly about, I've had a tremendous amount of fear about if that was seen. Not that I would be. I don't think so much about whether I'd be judged. It's about, I think it came to like, am I a bad person for saying that, for having those feelings? Does that make me a bad person? And that's something that has been hanging around me for so many years now, going on 20 years more than that in so many areas of my life, but just thinking that was the wrong thing to say, and going through maybe a bit of hyperventilation sometimes, which and feelings of discomfort, which I have felt supported the whole way through, and I've spoken to you about it. But yes, it's definitely the fears have come up. But like anything uncomfortable in life, just getting through that process, it's very easy to shut it down and just go, I'm not going there. Not ready to go there.
Yeah.
Not ready to go there.
Yeah.
It's too much, too many things could come up, haven't got time, so many things. And it's, I suppose, been an uncomfortable feeling when I've got my other things to do in life as well. There's been moments of, confusion and those sorts of things. So I do feel supported, and I know it's the main fear I had is now something, it's really strange, but now something I feel comfortable about approaching in my way, not about what I've put out for people to see and what I said, but what's come up in the awareness within me, I'm now ready to deal with.
Wow.
So,
and that's just organically happened.
I haven't, there's been no point where I've had to sit there thinking about what we've been doing. I've not had to, I've had those feelings come up, but there's been no moment of, okay, so I said this, so this is what I've got to work on. There's no working out of what's going on. It's just this awareness bubbling up and having to face things. But there's an element of fear and excitement, because I have seen those changes in my life. I have been more at home with myself. I'm ready to face something, but it doesn't scare me now.
Wow,
That put out there. I've had fears about what I've put out there, because that was my initial feeling. But now, working through this process, I feel I have progressed with it. I have it's come up, so it's been right there for me to face.
Yes,
if that makes sense.
All right, let's jump in and have a look at the fear.
Okay,
so remember, with Women's Wisdom, we can go into balancing your hormones, balancing the energy in your home, actually looking at an actual process, or looking at where you may be projecting something because you're so stuck in the fear. So you think you definitely think someone's out to get you when it's just not the case.
Yes,
No
yeah.
one's out to get you except yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so where we're going today is in that area where there's a projection, where you're convinced something's one way from
Yes.
your point of view, whereas if we are someone else, it could be a completely different point of view.
It often is.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're doing, and we're going into an area, and the area that we're going into is growing and connecting spiritually with others.
Yeah.
So when I say that to you, Kate, what comes up? Because this is, we've identified the fear, and we're saying to the fear, okay, what are you really about? What are you really about? And the fear's kind of saying through Kate's body and through using the Women's Wisdom process, it's about growing and connecting spiritually with others. And at the moment, Kate is feeling devastated at the thought of growing and connecting spiritually with others. However, on the yin yang side, she can actually feel supported. And as you're watching Kate, we'll see in the next couple of weeks, more than likely she'll notice where she's being so much more supported by the people around her.
Yeah.
So tell me about the devastation in growing and connecting with spiritually with more people. What comes up for you with there? Now, if you go blank, there is, remember there's a safety net, we can find a window, because sometimes we're so deep in the unconscious, the subconscious, that when you're confronted with a question like that, it's like, whoa, where do I go?
Yeah.
And so we can actually go, okay, we can ask this gorgeous body, and we can say, okay, so let's have a look. Today's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Wednesday night is a window in time that can help us understand this emotion of devastation in connecting spiritually with other people, instead of really letting in the support.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was Wednesday, because Thursday was my funny day last week.
You went, woo!
My out there day. Wednesday.
Just before you go on there, one of the things that, because you just said, when you're working in life with awareness, you know, I used to say, your life's going to be amazing and never be bad, all those sorts of things, but it's so not about that. It's about working through life and the day-to-day life of having families, being in relationships, having jobs, having friendships, and trying to kind of break free from those obligational thoughts and patterns and programs.
Yes.
And growing and connecting with other people.
Yes, I think that was when I could definitely feel building. It was building that night, and I think that's when I had, so definite fear is what I felt, but almost a panic about what that connection means, and I suppose fear and doubt of my connection. Like, what if it's not what I think it is? Because things come up that are so deep seated that you feel like you've been telling yourself it's a certain way for so long, and it isn't that.
So you're kind of realising that with opening up, because you're connecting much more in your family with your husband. Yes. You're connecting more with other people. Yes. You're connecting more with yourself.
Yes, definitely.
Number one.
Yes.
And so the projection is, it could all turn bad.
Yeah, I think
it
so.
All go, this is not going to be good. I better shut this down now before it gets bad.
Exactly, and that fear of opening up is maybe that feeling of judgment, or just the unknown. Just the unknown of what are the ramifications of me opening up.
Okay, so your higher self, when we're using self-muscle testing in Women's Wisdom System, we are tapping into Kate's innate consciousness, the consciousness of her whole body. Yeah. So your higher self is saying, hang on, Kate, as you grow and connect spiritually with other people, you can feel supported. Yeah. So how do you see that? When I say that to you, what comes up for you there?
Just trusting. Just trusting.
You could feel the shift in energy there. I don't know if you guys felt it, but we just went, ooh, is she really going to trust? Is this going to happen? Can she trust? You could feel your body. Could you feel that shift in energy?
It was a silence. It was like a dropout of something there. Just
am I going to fly?
Yeah, exactly.